by Oak Lawn Hot Springs, Arkansas's only racing casino resort. Baptist Health, Arkansas's largest and most comprehensive health system. By Qual Choice Health Insurance, a better choice for health insurance. Make the right choice with Qual Choice. By Highland Dairy, locally made, naturally delicious. The University of Arkansas Online, offering flexible degree programs. Apply now at online.uark.edu. The preceding has been a Learfield presentation of the Razorback Sports Network.
Jacob lobs to Brazil, and he slams it off. Darius, pull up three, no good. By Brazil. Thomas hits a three and draws the foul. Oh my goodness. Hawks in transition. And lob it to Billy on the other end, and he throws it down.
This is Hog Reaction. The Hogs are on the road in Nashville, ESPN Arkansas, and HitThatLine.com are along for the ride, keeping you informed on Cal and the team.
Outlet to Wagner, three-pointer good. DJ Wagner with the three. Brazil may have saved the game right there.
Exclusive coverage from the Music City is brought to you by Sutherland's.
Cross court, Hewitt open, left wing, three, good from the lead.
Exclusive coverage of the SEC tournament in Nashville is also provided by the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery. Hog Reaction is also presented by Ozark Orthopedics.
This team is prepared for March, and they're built for March.
This is Hog Reaction.
Welcome into Hog Reaction here on ESPN Arkansas, and the Hit That Line Now app brought to you by Taco Bell, as Arkansas gets a 93-90 win over the Ole Miss Rebels to move to the SEC Tournament Championship game for the 8th time in school history, trying to win their first since the year 2000 when Joe Johnson and the Razorbacks ripped through the SEC Tournament at the Georgia Dome and won the championship. Derek Ruskin here, Ty Richardson in Nashville, Matt Jones with us here as well as we react to what we saw today as the Razorbacks get the win in overtime. Matt gave up a 10-point lead there late, but they were able to figure out a way once Ole Miss got it to overtime to find the win.
Man, that's tournament basketball right there. And, teams are going to make some runs. I thought we locked up defensively when we had to. Man, Ole Miss had a couple dudes that they could put the ball through the hoop.
Absolutely. And they of course, A.J. Storr was the guy who hit the late bucket to force overtime, driving to the basket, getting it to the rim, and scoring there to go to overtime, and had a chance to maybe tie it or get the win late in that overtime, but good defense there at the end by Billy Richmond, who didn't allow him to get a clean look at the basket there, and Arkansas survives and moves on. Championship game now, 8th in program history, and Cal has won this thing 6 times when he was at Kentucky, of course, but first championship game with the Razorbacks, and maybe a chance when you look at Vanderbilt to maybe increase your seed for the NCAA tournament next week if you can get possibly maybe up to the 4 line and maybe off the 5 line. We'll have to wait and see what the committee does tomorrow, but a big opportunity for a championship trophy and maybe to increase your seed in the NCAA tournament, Matt, tomorrow.
Man, what an opportunity! You're not gonna remember if you make it to the Sweet 16 and finish 13th. You're gonna remember winning a title. So you make a Final Four, you get to hang a banner, add something to the trophy case, man. That's they'll look for any reason to invite Darius Acuff and this crew back to Bud Walton to celebrate it, man. I'm pulling for these guys.
Yeah, it should be a good one. We're going to hear from Ty. We're going to hear from Coach Cal. We'll try to get that sound to you as well. So a lot to do here on Hog Reaction, and we want to hear from you. Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963. Arkansas wins it 93-90 in overtime. We've got more to do here on Hog Reaction. We are presented by Sutherland's, by the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery, and by Ozark Orthopedics, and we'll be right back here on ESPN Arkansas.
Listening to Hog Reaction. Exclusive coverage from the Music City is brought to you by Sutherland's, the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery, and by Ozark Orthopedics.
Instant fun every day? That's a win. The chance at a life-changing jackpot? Win. Creating scholarships for Arkansas students? That's the biggest win of all. When you play the lottery, it's a win-win-win for Arkansas. So far, the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery has raised over $1.5 billion to fund more than 822,000 scholarships. Keep playing and win-win-winning, Arkansas. Call 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
Your child falls at practice. You wake up with sudden back pain. Now what? Ozark Orthopedics is here when you need them the most. Visit one of their orthopedic urgent cares Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. for fast, specialized care. Or use the free HURT app anytime, day or night, to get injury advice from an orthopedic specialist. Ozark Orthopedics delivers expert advice in minutes without the wait and expense of an unnecessary ER visit. Download the free HURT app today or visit ozark-ortho.com.
Hey, it's Todd Richardson with the Morning Rush, here with my buddy Mike Thorell-Keld. And Mike, you've been doing IT solutions for 25 years.
Anything to do with IT, I can help you with servers, networking, workstations, Wi-Fi, custom databases, anything you need. I can save you money over your current IT provider. Just give me a try.
How do people get in touch with you, Mike?
You can visit my website, cedarviewit.com. That's cedarviewit.com. Or you can call me at 479-601-2606. Your problems whimper at my solutions.
I have people skills.
Save some green this spring at Rath Mitsubishi. We've been hard at work getting ready for warmer weather, and we've put our best roster of new and pre-owned cars on the ground, priced to move. Get rates as low as 0% for 72 months on select new Mitsubishis, or save thousands off retail on road-ready certified pre-owned, all makes and models, backed by a comprehensive warranty. With our non-commissioned sales team, painless pricing playbook, and the nation's top lenders, we've got the deepest bench around, ready to take all the hassle out of getting your next ride. Venture off the beaten path at Rath Mitsubishi. Don Tyson and 71B, Springdale.
Spring is here, and it's the perfect time to upgrade your home. If your garage door needs repair or you're ready for a new look, call Precision Garage Door. From broken springs and openers to brand new doors, they provide expert service and professional installation. Fully licensed and insured, with the largest showroom in Northwest Arkansas at 1907 Town West Drive in Rogers, and in Fort Smith at 416 North 10th Street. Call 844-PDS-DOOR or visit PrecisionDoorNWA.com. Precision Garage Door, voted the best in Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley.
Since 1956, Swift's Jewelry has been Fayetteville's trusted name for timeless beauty and expert craftsmanship. Whether it's restoring a cherished heirloom, repairing your favorite piece, or creating a custom design as unique as your story, our master jewelers bring brilliance back to life. Visit Swift's Jewelry next to Hugo's in beautiful downtown Fayetteville, where every piece is treated like a masterpiece. Swift's Jewelry, your personal jeweler since 1956.
Dog Party USA has been voted the best boarding and daycare facility since 2007. Located in the heart of Northwest Arkansas, this woman, veteran, and locally owned business has everything your pup needs to have a great time. With 5 acres, indoor and outdoor play areas, an agility yard, and a swimming pool, there's something fun for every size dog. Trained pet care technicians supervise play groups 7 days a week, equipped with the latest air purification technology and cleaning protocols to keep your dog safe. Visit the website at dogpartyusa.com for more information.
Save some green this spring at Rath Mitsubishi. We've been hard at work getting ready for warmer weather, and we've put our best roster of new and pre-owned cars on the ground, priced to move. Get rates as low as 0% for 72 months on select new Mitsubishis, or save thousands off retail on road-ready certified pre-owned, all makes and models, backed by a comprehensive warranty. With our non-commissioned sales team, painless pricing playbook, and the nation's top lenders, we've got the deepest bench around, ready to take all the hassle out of getting your next ride. Venture off the beaten path at Rath Mitsubishi. Don Tyson and 71B, Springdale.
We all make plans for the future, like car accidents, break-ins, and unexpected fires. Don't disrupt those plans. At Shelter Insurance, our agents help design insurance plans that work for you and help protect what matters most. Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
479
479
521
521
4220.
4220.
Guys, we've all felt it. Mood swings, fatigue, loss of motivation, muscle loss, maybe even the loss of appetite in the kitchen and the bedroom. You may be suffering from low testosterone. Game Day Men's Health in Bentonville, just north of Rainbow Curve at 2905 South Walton Boulevard, has the answer. Get tested free, yes, free, and receive your lab results on the spot. We treat low T, weight loss, peptide therapy, and ED. Visit GameDayMen'sHealth.com or call 479-533-0933.
Acuff to Thomas, open three from the corner, and it's good.
You're listening to Hog Reaction, presented by Sutherland's. Our exclusive coverage of the SEC tournament in Nashville is also provided by the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery and by Ozark Orthopedics. Call or text the program at 877-377-6963.
The Nielsen ratings, the top 4 programs that are getting watched: Duke, Michigan State, North Carolina, and that little school in Arkansas.
This is Hog Reaction.
All right, you can get in here and react to it. 877-377-6963. Derek Ruskin, Matt Jones, and now Ty Richardson joining us from Nashville. He was there in the building as Arkansas pulled it out 93-90. Ty, will tell us what it was like in there.
Guys, what a game. I'm not going to lie. I felt very similar as I did when Padula hit that shot against the Razorbacks last season and won it for the Rebels. And I'm thinking Storr's about to win this game. And sure enough, Arkansas got the rebound. TB pulled it down, and the Razorbacks survived. Give Old Miss credit. I mean, that's a team that just didn't caramelize, didn't fit together for whatever reason this year. And yet they came together here in Nashville, and Arkansas was able to fend them off. And now we get to watch this team play and hopefully win their first championship in nearly a quarter of a century tomorrow.
Seems like with Kentucky out of the way, a lot of Razorback fans were in attendance there at Nashville. As it used to be in the old days, it would be Kentucky and Arkansas and then kind of just bits and pieces of every other fan base. But a lot of fans making the trip over, it looked like.
Yeah, no, Derek, there was. And I saw a handful of them on Wednesday, and there was more today than yesterday. And I would expect, I think a lot of Arkansas fans feel like they can win tomorrow, and I would too. But Vanderbilt feels the same way, especially after the way they pummeled Florida. Guys, that was as impressive a win as I've seen in college basketball this year for Vanderbilt.
What do you think? I was talking about this before the break, Ty. Can Arkansas move up to the 4 line if they can beat Vanderbilt in the tournament, winning an SEC championship?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's a neutral site quad 1 game. It'd be the SEC championship. Now, Cal kind of alluded to it. It's like, why are we playing on Sunday if it doesn't help improve our seed? He's right. Like, Dennis Gates said it this season. Other coaches have said it. This tournament needs to be moved for the championship games on Saturday because you're not giving the selection committee enough time to value what you were able to do in the championship game, whether it's Mark Byington or John Calipari. So I don't know if that's ever going to happen with television, but I think that it would definitely help the SEC if they moved the championship game to Saturday.
What was going on, what are they doing something defensively with Acuff? He did not have, after the giant performance against Oklahoma. I mean, he still has 24, but it just didn't feel like he was just totally impacting everything in the game as we've seen him take over at times. What'd you see?
Yeah, I think first bucket he scored was with 12-plus minutes to go in the game, if I remember that right. So, yeah, he got his teammates. I mean, I think one of the goals of this game was to get Malik Thomas going, and Cal's talked about it this season, guys, and he did that. And Malik Thomas was special today as a freshman that really had a bad game against Oklahoma and then bounced back today. So I think what you saw from Darius is, like, he can kind of hold it in for a while if he needs to, and when he needs to take over, he will, and he did today. And that's what's just so fun about this kid is, like, at any point he can kill you if you're the opponent. And Oklahoma saw it firsthand yesterday, and then you saw it firsthand with Ole Miss today, guys.
All right, you can get in here, text us, call us. What do you think? 877-377-6963. There's a point JT's texting in here. Matt, you talked about this on halftime, playing late night, and then earlier today. Maybe the legs are a little dead. What'd you think from what you saw out there, Matt?
Hey, is that better? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you now. Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. That's what the trainers, man. They make a lot of money too. Get them in the ice bucket. It's gonna be real quick tomorrow at noon. But yeah, I'm with you. They looked a little tired, but I thought it was both sides. I did. I thought both sides were kind of kind of looked a little, the legs were a little heavy. But I want to talk about the bigs, man. I really think that our two bigs, Pringle, Brazil, and Ewan, and really more Brazil and Ewan, they dominated the paint. Let's go, man. We can get some of that going on with our guard play and kind of dominate the paint, man. That's a Final Four type of team.
Yeah, that's right. It's all these different elements coming together. I mean, this team looks unbeatable. It's just we haven't seen it in a lot of games where we've seen all the pieces come together like that. But now, I mean, there's nothing left now. You're playing for a championship tomorrow, and then every game is win or go home next weekend. So if they've been saving up these performances for the end, I mean, this may be the time we see it. And I think you're right, Matt. This may be a pretty different looking team. When Brazil is playing like he's playing, they talked about this on the radio broadcast there at the end. I mean, he is that is a difference maker when he is as active as he was.
Oh man, Brazil can be such a joy to watch, and his help side defense is just phenomenal. He'll be tough, man. He's been fun to watch the last 4 years. I know he got hurt 1 year, but man, you look at those minutes: Brazil 40 minutes, Acuff 40 minutes, Richmond 41, Malik Thomas 45. And Ty, you said that, man. What a bounce back game from Malik Thomas, man. I was proud of that kid.
Hey, Matt, you would love this. Powell was almost verbatim what you said last time of the post game about the quick turnaround. I was cracking up laughing when he gets like, why are we ending the game at 1 p.m. and then playing the next day the quick turnaround?
Ridiculous.
I must have listened to the post game with Matt last night. But yeah, no, Malik, that was big, especially, Matt, to your point about a young player. Like, young players sometimes, you have the ebbs and the flows and the ups and downs. That kid's fearless, isn't he, Matt Jones?
Man, he gets it going. I don't know. Is he the best shooter since Rodney Clark or who he? Man, when he gets going, it's like you kind of believe every time he shoots the ball that it's going in.
Derek, he shot 49% in SEC play from 3-point line. I mean, that's like most seniors and juniors would kill to have that percentage. And he's sporadic. He'll have a game where he goes 2 for 10, like I think he did yesterday. But then he goes for 20 plus today. He's big time.
Yeah, and it's you start to think too, like if you're game planning against Arkansas, like defensively, like what do you do? Because if you put a lot of tension on Acuff, does that free up Thomas to have a game like he had today? Or, if you focus on the bigs, maybe you get Acuff going, but now you're seeing, Ewan and Pringle maybe starting to come into their own. So, I mean, there's a lot for whoever gets Arkansas next week, Matt. There's a lot to think about when you're talking about game planning against this team. Because, again, if they're playing like this with all of these Pistons firing, I mean, it is a tough matchup for anybody to face when you're talking about facing Arkansas like this.
Yeah, when you're trying to defend Acuff, it's you got to do it collectively. I haven't seen one person guard him yet, just one-on-one. It's been pretty amazing to watch. So you got to keep eyes on him. Always know where he is. I don't know. Pick your poison. If you try to, I still think you got to try to stop Acuff because he's such a special player.
Yeah. Absolutely. All right, we are here on Hog Reaction here following Arkansas's win in the semifinals of the SEC tournament, 93-90 over Ole Miss. And again, Ole Miss getting in, starting on Wednesday. This is their fourth game in as many days, and then going to overtime, and nearly a second overtime with the Store having a chance to maybe tie it or win it there late in the ball game. But they end the year 15-20. Arkansas moves to 25-8 on the season, and will try to win the SEC tournament. Last time they were in the title game was 2017. All right, we've got the post-game sound in from the press conference, so we'll get some of that ready for you and let you hear that in a little bit. Matt Jones, Ty Richardson, Derek Ruskin here on ESPN Arkansas. Hog Reaction SEC Tournament Edition as Arkansas moves to the SEC Tournament Final. And we'll be right back on ESPN Arkansas right after this.
You're listening to Hog Reaction. Exclusive coverage from the Music City is brought to you by Sutherland's, the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery, and by Ozark Orthopedics.
Your time is important. Are you still wasting time going to the oil change shop? Why? Oil Ninja Mobile Oil Changes comes to you at home, at work, even during the game. Right now, get your first full synthetic oil change for just $74.99, up to 5 quarts. No waiting, no shop, no wasted Saturday. Take back your time. Book now at www.oil.ninja or call 877-OIL-NINJ.
Kitchen demo, bathroom redo, pipe removal. This project list looks worse than my basketball bracket.
At least your bracket is supposed to be fun.
Not when the plumbing is an underdog.
Why are you even stressing? Just call Paramount Plumbing. We've used them for years for the little odds and ends, but they handle the big stuff too.
So they can actually fix this mess?
Yep, around Northwest Arkansas, they're basically the #1 seed when it comes to plumbing.
Give Paramount Plumbing a call, 479-790-8427. Proudly rooted in Northwest Arkansas. Neighbors helping neighbors since 2012.
Bad things happen to good people. I'm Ray Schlegel with the Schlegel Law Firm. With over 20 years of legal experience as a trial attorney specializing in personal injury, criminal, and family cases, I've recovered over $100 million in compensation for my injured and disabled clients, handled serious criminal charges, and repeatedly resolved divorce matters to my client's satisfaction. My staff and I are here in your corner to fight for you and see that better days are ahead. If you've had a bad day, call Ray. For a free consultation, reach us online at baddaycallray.com.
Your child falls at practice. You wake up with sudden back pain. Now what? Ozark Orthopedics is here when you need them the most. Visit one of their orthopedic urgent cares Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. for fast, specialized care. Or use the free Hurt app anytime, day or night, to get injury advice from an orthopedic specialist. Ozark Orthopedics delivers expert advice in minutes without the wait and expense of an unnecessary ER visit. Download the free Hurt app today or visit ozark-ortho.com.
Instant fun every day? That's a win. The chance at a life-changing jackpot? Win. Creating scholarships for Arkansas students? That's the biggest win of all. When you play the lottery, it's a win-win-win for Arkansas. So far, the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery has raised over $1.5 billion to fund more than 822,000 scholarships. Keep playing and winning, Arkansas. Call 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
Save some green this spring at Rath Mitsubishi. We've been hard at work getting ready for warmer weather, and we've put our best roster of new and pre-owned cars on the ground, priced to move. Get rates as low as 0% for 72 months on select new Mitsubishis, or save thousands off retail on road-ready certified pre-owned, all makes and models, backed by a comprehensive warranty. With our non-commissioned sales team, painless pricing playbook, and the nation's top lenders, we've got the deepest bench around, ready to take all the hassle out of getting your next ride. Venture off the beaten path at Rath Mitsubishi. Don Tyson and 71B, Springdale.
Feel like you can't miss it when it comes to tournament time? Then prove it during the Twin Peaks Dos Millions Bracket Challenge presented by Dos Equis. You could win $2 million for a perfect bracket. Plus, the top bracket at every lodge locks in a $50 Twin Peaks gift card. Pick, post up with a 29-degree Dos Equis draft, and repeat all tourney long at Twin Peaks and Rogers. Eats, drinks, scenic views.
Save some green this spring at Rath Mitsubishi. We've been hard at work getting ready for warmer weather, and we've put our best roster of new and pre-owned cars on the ground, priced to move. Get rates as low as 0% for 72 months on select new Mitsubishis, or save thousands off retail on road-ready certified pre-owned, all makes and models, backed by a comprehensive warranty. With our non-commissioned sales team, painless pricing playbook, and the nation's top lenders, we've got the deepest bench around, ready to take all the hassle out of getting your next ride. Venture off the beaten path at Rath Mitsubishi. Don Tyson and 71B, Springdale.
Open three from the corner, and it's good.
You're listening to Hog Reaction, presented by Sutherland's. Our exclusive coverage of the SEC tournament in Nashville is also provided by the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery and by Ozark Orthopedics. Call or text the program at 877-377-6963.
The Nielsen ratings, the top 4 programs that are getting watched: Duke, Michigan State, North Carolina, and that little school in Arkansas.
This is Hog Reaction.
We are back here on Hog Reaction here on ESPN Arkansas. Once again, thanks to Sutherland's, along with the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery and Ozark Orthopedics for helping make our SEC tournament coverage. Ty Richardson is there in Nashville. Matt Jones with me here, Derek Ruskin, as we recap Arkansas's win in the semifinals of the SEC tournament, 93-90 over the Ole Miss Rebels, a tough Ole Miss team. You can get in here if you want to react to what you saw or what may be ahead in terms of seeding. Can they move up to the 4 line with a win tomorrow as the automatic bid from the Southeastern Conference? Again, our number 877-377-6963. So there's a lot of stakes when you look at this game tomorrow now, when you talk about the possibility, guys, of getting maybe to the 4 line like you were talking about, Ty. And, Matt, getting to win a trophy, that's got to be a big deal as well to these guys.
Yeah, just good habits, compete, go win a championship. It's just another day. It's going to happen quick, man. They're going to you think Isaiah Seeley plays a little bit tomorrow?
Ooh, that's a good question.
I think maybe we could see him a little bit. Yeah. Do we know? Is Carter actually going to be able to come back for the NCAA tournament, or are they? Is that just kind of wishful thinking?
Final 4, guys, is when Cal said earlier this week that they would expect if they made it to the Final 4, then that's when kind of the timeline they'd expect him back.
Okay, so wouldn't expect him on the first weekend there coming up next week. But again, when Arkansas plays like this, and maybe it will happen more often since you can kind of empty the tank because the season is over after the next loss when you get into next weekend with the NCAA tournament, and maybe we see this team kind of hit this different gear like we saw today, where it takes everybody to get this thing done. Malik Ewan, you were talking about the bigs, Matt. 14 points today. Brazil gives you 16. Pringle 4-4, but I mean, again, active out there, making some plays when he was out there. And the big thing today, once again, the other thing that makes this team tough is they hit free throws. 23 plus 12 at the free throw line. When you're talking about Ole Miss today, 74%. It's not a sexy stat. It's a lot like offensive line play. But when you get in that 1-and-1 in the second half and you can just keep scoring and keeping a team at bay, that's a way you can close out an NCAA tournament game. And we saw them hit their free throws and came up big today, Matt.
And they ran well. I thought when we ran the fast break, we knew when to run and when kind of hang back. It seemed like we had 12, 14 dunks. I think Brazil's first 3 baskets were all dunks. But when we got in transition, I thought we made the right play. We didn't get sloppy with the ball, so that was a bonus as well.
And Ty, one of the things I like about what I've seen is they have been presented over the season here, and particularly in the SEC play, they've been presented with a lot of different, if you want to call it problems on how to figure out how to win a game. And more often than not, they've figured out how to do it. And so, some of these teams that get into the NCAA tournament that are heavily favored, the games go a certain way, and then it becomes kind of chaotic in the tournament, and they don't know what to do. I feel like Arkansas has got a lot of experience on a lot of different ways on how to close out ball games throughout this season.
Yeah, no, that's a good way to look at it. Think of a team like Florida who played the game before Arkansas, and they were down for the majority of it. They just couldn't figure it out. I would believe that in that 13 or 12 game winning streak they were in, that they led the majority of those. And Arkansas has been down plenty of times this season and gone to overtime this season, kind of like coming out like you had all the momentum go against you when Storr hit that layup to send it into OT, and then you battle back and you ended up getting it done. So, yeah, I think that when you look at the punches that Arkansas has taken, they've gotten up many times. I think that's definitely a viewpoint that Cal probably shares as well, Derek.
Yeah, I think so. We got some texts coming in here. Aaron wants to know any idea when they might play next weekend. I'm going to guess because you've heard in the opening here as we've come back, Cal is a major television ratings draw, and he has made Arkansas a ratings draw. So I would think they're going to play a night game on Thursday or Friday to start the NCAA tournament. I cannot see a John Calipari team playing at 11:40 in the morning on True TV in the first round of the NCAA tournament. I could be wrong about that. I'm not a television executive, but it just seems like with Cal here, you're going to be playing as many, when you talk about the first round, I just see them putting that game at night, if at all possible.
keep an eye on Philadelphia, Eastern Time Zone, Cal's home, Pittsburgh. I got a weird feeling that Arkansas's name's going to be called in the Philadelphia side of things come tomorrow night around 5 o'clock.
Yeah. It'd be amazing if, a few more games have gone a different direction, and maybe you'd be looking at Oklahoma City or St. Louis for first or second round action. But probably not going to be the case. But you never know. But that would be an awesome thing for Razorback fans if you could be in one of those pods closer to Arkansas with Oklahoma City and St. Louis hosting first and second round games here in this year's NCAA tournament. But it doesn't matter. We've seen Arkansas go to all across the country in the NCAA. I know, Ty, you've been in a lot of these places. We've seen them win in Iowa and Buffalo and all places in between. So
San Francisco,
Yep.
they beat Gonzaga. I know they got beat pretty good in Vegas, but no, they've had some travels of sorts. Matt, what's that like? I mean, not necessarily NCAA tournament. When you guys travel, I know there's a lot of college stuff, but maybe like bowl games. What's that like as a college athlete getting to go to all these places that you probably in most cases hadn't been before?
Yeah, what they do with Ole Miss was going to the Law's seafood house and getting lobster and steak. They kept talking about that. It's you do stuff like that. You go watch a movie as a team. You try to do something to break it up, and they travel first class, and you always try to be thankful. Yes, sir. No, sir. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. And be humble and gracious, because it's you don't wait in line. It's you're treated right. So it's and enjoy it for sure.
Matt, did Cal and Co send them to Cancun? I always joke in the NBA, it's like, oh, they sent them to Cancun. Did they send Ole Miss to Cancun?
Dude, that French player, I liked his game, man. He was solid. Then the kid that I guess he was the one that made the dunk at the end. He had some nice. Yeah, I think Ole Miss underachieved this year, man. You kind of look at their talent. I don't know if they kind of bought in a little late, or maybe that just speaks to how tough the SEC is. But I think if the Hogs win the SEC tournament 100%, I think they're at least a 4 seed.
Yeah, and Ole Miss is an interesting because, you can collect talent, but it seems like nobody's really got the algorithm on how it's all going to fit together and if it's going to click or not, because I think Ole Miss did put together, Matt, a pretty good roster. But, yeah, it just didn't work for most of the season until we saw them, over the last 3 ball games able to put it all together. But, yeah, that's part of the portal era is you can collect a bunch of talented guys, but you just don't know, are they going to work together? Are they going to get along? It's just it's kind of an unknown, I guess.
Look what it's happening in Lexington.
Right.
And Mark Pope. They won 2 games here and then lost to the Gators. So I guess they just won 1. But it's such a crapshoot at times, and it's so much different than when you used to have teammates 3 or 4 years. You got to know their good sides and their bad sides. It's hard to fully get to know someone in 6 months. And in a lot of cases, this is what's happening with guys getting ready for the upcoming season.
Yeah, and maybe another part of it, too, is, guys are, thinking it's all going to go one way when you get in the portal and end up at a place at Ole Miss or Kentucky. And then as it plays out, it's not going the way you thought it would go. And then how do you respond to that? Do you just, sulk in the corner and, like Bubba Carpenter says, get the poo-poo lip, or do you do something about that? And that's another part of it in this kind of portal era with college athletics and with college basketball. Maybe we've seen some of that too. But yeah, there was some good players on that Ole Miss roster, and that's going to be the end of the line for them at 15-20 on the season with the loss at Arkansas. All right, when we come back, we're going to hear from John Calipari, the Arkansas head coach, following Arkansas's win 93-90 over the Ole Miss Rebels. Our SEC tournament coverage here on ESPN Arkansas is brought to you by Sutherland's, your spring stop for hardware, mulch, tools, and everything you need for building sheds, pole barns, and garages. Go to Sutherlands.com or see them in Fort Smith, Huntsville, Hot Springs, and Stuttgart. The Arkansas Scholarship Lottery. Lottery creates winning people, winning futures, and winning moments. Go to myarkansaslottery.com. And by Ozark Orthopedics. Get back to the activities you love. Schedule an appointment or get free orthopedic injury advice now at ozark-ortho.com.
You're listening to Hog Reaction. Exclusive coverage from the Music City is brought to you by Sutherland's, the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery, and by Ozark Orthopedics.
You don't just maintain your land, you master it. And at Sutherland's, we've got the steel to help you do it. Experience the brute force of a bad boy mower. These mowers turn a weekend chore into a victory lap. But every great machine needs a home. Our Sutherland's custom barns are built to last. Call 1-800-66-BARNS. Sutherland's with 4 stores in Arkansas, Fort Smith, Huntsville, Hot Springs, and Stuttgart, and online at Sutherlands.com. No matter the project, we're here to help because at Sutherland's, home starts here.
Hurt your wrist on the pickleball court? Rolled your ankle chasing the game-winning play? Ozark Orthopedics is here when you need them the most. They've got orthopedic urgent cares open 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Friday in Bentonville and Fayetteville. And get the free HURT app for 24/7, 365 days a year injury advice from an orthopedic specialist. With Ozark Orthopedics, you get answers fast and avoid unnecessary trips to the ER. Download the free HURT app today or visit ozark-ortho.com to learn more.
On the road to the game or anywhere life takes you, accidents don't take a timeout. From fender benders to hail damage, you need a repair team you can trust. Courtney Hollingsworth Auto Body has been family owned for over 40 years and proudly holds an iCar Gold Class certification, ranking them in the top 15% of collision repair shops nationwide. From dents and dings to hail damage repair, their expert technicians will have your car looking like new. Schedule your estimate today. Go to CourtneyHollingsworth.com.
Guys, we've all felt it. Mood swings, fatigue, loss of motivation, muscle loss, maybe even the loss of appetite in the kitchen and the bedroom. You may be suffering from low testosterone. Game Day Men's Health in Bentonville, just north of Rainbow Curve at 2905 South Walton Boulevard, has the answer. Get tested free, yes free, and receive your lab results on the spot. We treat low T, weight loss, peptide therapy, and ED. Visit GameDayMen'sHealth.com or call 479-533-0933.
Save some green this spring at Rath Mitsubishi. We've been hard at work getting ready for warmer weather, and we've put our best roster of new and pre-owned cars on the ground, priced to move. Get rates as low as 0% for 72 months on select new Mitsubishis, or save thousands off retail on road-ready certified pre-owned, all makes and models, backed by a comprehensive warranty. With our non-commissioned sales team, painless pricing playbook, and the nation's top lenders, we've got the deepest bench around, ready to take all the hassle out of getting your next ride. Venture off the beaten path at Rath Mitsubishi. Don Tyson and 71B, Springdale.
Jersey Mike's, locally owned and operated in Rogers, Bentonville, Fayetteville, and Springdale, believes in the value of ingredients, premium meats, the freshest vegetables, and delectable bread baked throughout the day. And then there's the juice that elevates your sandwich to the highest level. You'll taste the difference in every bite. Jersey Mike's subs are perfect for catering the office or your next tailgate party. Their cookie and brownie trays are the perfect finale to any type of gathering. Fresh baked daily, right there in the store. Jersey Mike's, the best submarine sandwich on the planet, always.
Missed a step getting out of the car? Took a hard fall in the yard? When an injury happens, getting the right care quickly matters. Ozark Orthopedics is here when you need us most, with orthopedic urgent care in Fayetteville and Bentonville and the free HURT app. Their urgent cares are open from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Friday, and HURT gives you access to free orthopedic guidance 24/7, 365 days a year, right from your phone or computer. Avoid unnecessary ER visits and get expert care fast. Get started at ozark-ortho.com.
Dog Party USA has been voted the best boarding and daycare facility since 2007. Located in the heart of Northwest Arkansas, this woman, veteran, and locally owned business has everything your pup needs to have a great time. With 5 acres, indoor and outdoor play areas, an agility yard, and a swimming pool, there's something fun for every size dog. Trained pet care technicians supervise play groups 7 days a week, equipped with the latest air purification technology and cleaning protocols to keep your dog safe. Visit the website at dogpartyusa.com for more information.
Kitchen demo, bathroom redo, pipe removal. This project list looks worse than my basketball bracket.
At least your bracket is supposed to be fun.
Not when the plumbing is an underdog.
Why are you even stressing? Just call Paramount Plumbing. We've used them for years for the little odds and ends, but they handle the big stuff too.
So they can actually fix this mess?
Yep, around Northwest Arkansas, they're basically the #1 seed when it comes to plumbing.
Give Paramount Plumbing a call, 479-790-8427. Proudly rooted in Northwest Arkansas. Neighbors helping neighbors since 2012.
We all plan to be on time, but fender bent, damaged windshield, and slick road quickly disrupt those plans. At Shelter Insurance, our agents help design personal protection plans that work for you and help keep you on track. Shelter Insurance.
Call my friend J.T. Finley at 479-521-4220.
Take up to Thomas. Open three from the corner, and it's good.
You're listening to Hog Reaction, presented by Sutherland's. Our exclusive coverage of the SEC tournament in Nashville is also provided by the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery and by Ozark Orthopedics. Call or text the program at 877-377-6963.
The Nielsen ratings, the top 4 programs that are getting watched: Duke, Michigan State, North Carolina, and that little school in Arkansas.
This is Hog Reaction.
Arkansas defeats Ole Miss 93-90 in the SEC tournament semifinals today in Nashville at the Bridgestone Arena. And after it was over, John Calipari spoke with the media.
I love bragging about coaches. And the job Chris did, think about the struggle this year. And all of a sudden, at the end of the year, not only is their team playing, but individuals have gotten better through that struggle. And I thought, again, I'm watching them. Look, we've gotten better. We didn't play that bad. They just didn't give up. And you think about what they've done and how he's done it, it's amazing. But I'm happy with our guys and what we did, but that was a hard-fought game.
Start in the front. Well, if you guys would just slide the microphone all the way down.
Coach, tomorrow's the first time that Arkansas will have played in the SEC Tournament Championship since 2017 when you beat them with Kentucky. What does it mean to take Arkansas back to the SEC Championship game, and what do you remember from the last time that they were in it when you coached them at Kentucky and beat Arkansas?
I remember we won the game, but we always had wars back then too. And so, and some will get mad at me, but I think when you're talking about 3 games in 3 days, most important thing is taking it off this tournament and making it about our growth as a team. It's about holding our seed or improving our seed. And so you have something to play for that's bigger than that. And I think over the years, whether I was at UMass Memphis or at Kentucky and now here, it leads them to play better. There's less on their plate. I told them after, I said, if we had lost that game, I would have took all the responsibility. I want them to just play. They're young. I can take it. And but I thought we did stuff when we had to. Darius just played okay until the end. And then all of a sudden he's making every play and every free throw. And but I'm proud of these guys. Going to be a really hard game. I mean, we've gotten better. So is Vandy. Vandy is like, what? Now, Tanner's back to being what he was. He took a couple weeks off, and now all of a sudden he's back to even being better. And now 2 or 3 other guys step up. And you're like, who the heck? When did he, So whatever happened in the first game means nothing in this game. Nothing. Just like what happened to us with Oklahoma or Mississippi the first time. It had no bearing on this game. It's going to be a hard game.
Front right.
Coach Georgia Reese, TSTV Sports. I was going to say Vanderbilt's head coach said for Vandy fans to pack it out, and then today y'all had a pretty intense fans behind you. How excited are you for this matchup tomorrow, just considering your home crowd, and how does that play a part in building your momentum on the court?
Well, it's more about our state. It's more about the university and the athletic department, where we're bringing everybody together. And they're being there. And I've always said, wherever I go, I want 1,000 people to say, without me, Cal couldn't have done that. And you also want the fans to understand they play a part in this, and they then feel a part of it, and that means they are connected. They do adopt the kids, That's my grandson or I love, and every one of these kids is a star in their own right when you do this right, because everybody is going to love somebody different. But let me say this. Terrific young people that I have on this team. And obviously we recruit that. And when you have that kind of character, one, they can be coached. And two, they'll care about one another. It's the only way you build a team. And if they aren't that way and they don't care about anybody else but themselves, you can't build a team. And it's no fun coaching. This has been fun for me. Now, last night was ridiculous. We got to change this so you're not playing at 1 a.m. I mean, it was hard on those guys, really hard on me. So now we got, how many hours later?
19.
So we go 19 hours and we got to play another game. I cannot take a nap today. Why? You can't sleep at night if you take a nap. So that means I got to stay up after getting like 3.5, 4 hours sleep. And that's why I didn't call that timeout, by the way, because I didn't have enough rest to think right. But no, this team deserves all this. I remember last year at this time, at one point we were 0-5, but we were 6-10 and had to win our last 2 to come here and win a game to get in the NCAA tournament. And now we're playing for a seed. Can we improve our seed? I think so. And if we can't, then why are we having this tournament? Especially on Sunday. If one of us does something and doesn't move, I just don't know why we still do this. But I'm not a big tournament guy. Never have been.
We'll continue to the right front.
Yeah, for Malik Thomas, he didn't have his most efficient game against Oklahoma, but then to come out and do what he did today, I guess just what does that say about him at his age to be able to step up in those kind of big moments?
There is no one that would say to Malik anything that would lead him to believe he's not as good a player as anybody in the country. He has otherworldly now confidence. Like he could run for president someday, because you got to be that way. You got to have so much otherworldly confidence that you're the best. He's that way. So I have to let him do some crazy stuff. But I get on him, but he'll look at me like, you're nuts. You don't even know how good I am. And I love that. I love it. Darius is different, but the same way. Exactly the same way. But they both gotten that because they live in the gym. They're both gym rats. Any moment they can be in the gym, they're in there.
Far right.
You mentioned Darius earlier, maybe struggling a little bit early in the game, turning the ball over a few times, but was clearly big to help you guys close this
down the stretch.
Yeah, and last night, too, helped you close the game out. But what does that say about him to where maybe, as good as he is, if he does struggle, you don't worry about him, I guess, at all in closing time?
The same reason. He has that otherworldly confidence that he will make the play. And for those two to be able to do that, you can't be afraid of not making the play. It makes no bearing. If you miss it, I'm making the next one. What? That was the game winner and you just missed it. Well, it went to overtime. Now I'll make the next 2. That's fine. And you have to have that mentality that you're not afraid to miss the game winner. And neither one of those two are. They'll shoot it. Even if I say pass, they'll shoot it.
Last question, far right.
John, last year in Providence at the NCAA tournament, you spoke about embracing your underdog again and your underdog roots. Now that you've gone through this season at Arkansas, you're in the SEC championship. You obviously are going to have a 4-seed-ish in the NCAA tournament. Has there been some satisfaction in bringing Arkansas to that next step and bringing Arkansas back where you aim to?
Yeah, that's all stuff. When I'm done doing this, I'll probably look back and have my toes up in the sand somewhere and think, wow, we had a good run. but not now. I mean, I don't have a rear view mirror in my car. I just look out the front window and let's keep going. And so, that's all nice. If you do this long enough, there's good stuff that happens. And I've tried to make sure I stay focused on young people. How about Bam had 83 points? How do you score 83 points in an NBA game with other NBA players? Crazy. I've had 12 guys score 50 points in that league. And I held them all back if you talk to them. How did we get on that?
You did coach talk.
Anything else for me, folks, so I can go back and watch tape? Yeah, that's right.
All right, that's John Calipari following Arkansas's win today over Ole Miss in overtime. 93-90. We'll take a break. We'll get more of your thoughts in here. You can text us, call us, 877-377-6963. Matt Jones, Ty Richardson. I'm Derek Ruskin. Hog Reaction presented by Sutherland's, the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery, and Ozark Orthopedics here on ESPN Arkansas.
Listening to Hog Reaction. Exclusive coverage from the Music City is brought to you by Sutherland's, the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery, and by Ozark Orthopedics.
Instant fun every day? That's a win. The chance at a life-changing jackpot? Win. Creating scholarships for Arkansas students? That's the biggest win of all. When you play the lottery, it's a win-win-win for Arkansas. So far, the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery has raised over $1.5 billion to fund more than 822,000 scholarships. Keep playing and winning, Arkansas. Call 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
You've been dreaming of that new workshop, horse barn, or extra storage space? Now let Sutherland's make it a reality. Hi, this is Jeremy, sales manager at Sutherland's. From deluxe post frame packages to custom horse sheds, we have it all. And the best part, you don't have to lift a finger. Our expert crews handle the entire installation. Quality you can trust and service that's been family owned since 1917. 4 stores in Arkansas: Fort Smith, Huntsville, Hot Springs, and Stuttgart. Visit Sutherlands.com or stop by your local store today for a free estimate. No matter the project, we're here to help, because at Sutherland's, home starts here.
Hi, this is Mike Threlka with Cedarview IT Solutions in Northwest Arkansas. I've been in the IT business for 25 years. I can help you with servers, networking, workstations, Wi-Fi, custom databases, and more. I can save you money over your current IT provider. For examples and other information, please visit my website at cedarviewit.com. That's cedarviewit.com, or you can call me at 479-601-2606. Cedarview IT Solutions. Your problems whimper at my solutions.
I have people skills.
Driveway Service. Professional technicians. Fully synthetic oil for only $74.99. This March, don't sit on the bench with your car care. Take back your time with Oil Ninja Mobile Service. Call 877-OIL-NINJ. Book now at www.oil.ninja or call 877-OIL-NINJ. Take back your time. Go Oil Ninja.
Spring is here, and it's the perfect time to upgrade your home. If your garage door needs repair or you're ready for a new look, call Precision Garage Door. From broken springs and openers to brand new doors, they provide expert service and professional installation. Fully licensed and insured, with the largest showroom in Northwest Arkansas at 1907 Town West Drive in Rogers, and in Fort Smith at 416 North 10th Street. Call 844-PDS-DOOR or visit PrecisionDoorNWA.com. Precision Garage Door, voted the best in Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley.
Save some green this spring at Rath Mitsubishi. We've been hard at work getting ready for warmer weather, and we've put our best roster of new and pre-owned cars on the ground, priced to move. Get rates as low as 0% for 72 months on select new Mitsubishis, or save thousands off retail on road-ready certified pre-owned, all makes and models, backed by a comprehensive warranty. With our non-commissioned sales team, painless pricing playbook, and the nation's top lenders, we've got the deepest bench around, ready to take all the hassle out of getting your next ride. Venture off the beaten path at Rath Mitsubishi. Don Tyson and 71B, Springdale.
Hurt your wrist on the pickleball court? Rolled your ankle chasing the game-winning play? Ozark Orthopedics is here when you need them the most. They've got orthopedic urgent cares open 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Friday in Bentonville and Fayetteville. And get the free Hurt app for 24/7, 365 days a year injury advice from an orthopedic specialist. With Ozark Orthopedics, you get answers fast and avoid unnecessary trips to the ER. Download the free Hurt app today or visit ozark-ortho.com to learn more.
This is a special notice to U.S. taxpayers owing $10,000 or more to the IRS. Tax Relief Advocates is urgently notifying taxpayers that tax relief initiatives are now available that may significantly reduce or eliminate what you owe. If you're afraid of an IRS lien, levy, or wage garnishment, don't lose hope. You can now take advantage of these current relief programs to end all collections, reduce the amount you owe, and resolve your tax problem. Even if you have years of unfiled tax returns or are already in a payment plan, you may still qualify for significant relief. Struggling taxpayers can now get relief they need during these hard economic times. A hotline has been established by Tax Relief Advocates for you to call and see what you qualify for. They are A+ rated with the BBB and have over 1,000 5-star reviews. Don't wait. Call 800-575-9087, 800-575-9087. That's 800-575-9087, or simply visit TRA.com.
Your contenders are picked, the upsets are looming, and yet you still haven't decided where you're going to watch the games? Twin Peaks is the #1 seed for the tournament. Every game on wall-to-wall TVs, 29-degree drafts from tip-off till overtime, and every scratch-made bite makes the highlight reel. Visit your local lodge and post up to witness the madness all tournament. Twin Peaks in Rogers, eats, drinks, scenic views.
Acuff to Thomas, open three from the corner, and it's good.
You're listening to Hog Reaction, presented by Sutherland's. Our exclusive coverage of the SEC tournament in Nashville is also provided by the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery and by Ozark Orthopedics. Call or text the program at 877-377-6963.
The Nielsen ratings, the top 4 programs that are getting watched: Duke, Michigan State, North Carolina, and that little school in Arkansas.
This is Hog Reaction.
All right, we're back here on Hog Reaction. Semifinal edition. Arkansas defeats Ole Miss today to get to the championship game and take on Vanderbilt tomorrow at noon in the to try and win the SEC tournament championship. You can get in here if you'd like a thought or two. 877-377-6963. Here's a text from the 479. A first-timer. Some might say Arkansas's wins were easier because Arkansas played 2 double-digit seeds in the SEC tournament. But I would argue that it was harder because they had that Cinderella magic going, and Arkansas ended them both. The Hogs are Cinderella killers. So there you go. So that's a thought from one of our texters here listening in to the show. And, yeah, again, Matt, it seems like a team that, like we were talking about earlier with Ty, they've figured out a lot of different ways to win ball games, which could be, I think, very beneficial to them when they get into a tournament-type setting.
Yeah, no question about it. One of the things to both of you guys, it seems like they're unselfish. Like it does now. I make the joke a little bit with Malik Thomas. I'm like, he'll shoot it, give him the ball, and he should. He's an amazing shooter, but he still passes the ball. The whole team, man, and there's nothing worse than a high volume point guard that shoots too much and doesn't pass, and that's not Acuff. Acuff wants to make the right basketball play. And the team, you notice when they get knocked on the ground, somebody's always coming to pick them up. They're smiling, they're laughing, and I think that goes a long way, especially late in the game. They're playing with confidence and they're playing for one another.
Yeah, Ty, it seems like it's been a really unselfish team, and it kind of starts. Acuff, as great of a scorer he is really, honestly, one of the most unselfish kind of superstar players that you can find out there. All right, I think we have lost our connection here with Ty for the moment here, but I think you're exactly right, Matt. And what do you think? Acuff seems that way to me. Like I've heard you talk about it before, where he's going to keep everybody involved. It's not going to just be the Darius Acuff show. I mean, if he gets hot, obviously he's going to take the shots, but he keeps everybody involved.
No question, and the Frenchie Carmadine. I know I'm not saying his name right, but if you notice that he stole the ball from Acuff twice in the first 4 minutes. I think they had a little game plan that, and they were going to shoot the gap, so to speak, right there when he kind of hesitated. But then I thought Acuff made the proper adjustments and only had 3 turnovers the rest of the game, and that's how it's going to be. I think going forward, everybody's going to have 2 guys on Acuff, and it's fun when you get to watch a point guard control everything and then also likes to make the right pass. And that's what he does, and he trusts his teammates. But, I mean, every one of those guys, even Billy Richmond shoots the 3 with confidence. I know he's 0 for 2, but Acuff, and then he can get it to Thomas. I think he can tell sometimes when Malik Thomas is feeling it, and it's like, hey, man, let's get him the ball. And then Wagner. I know Wagner only played 11 minutes. I think Wagner's going to play more minutes tomorrow. I could see Wagner playing close to 20 minutes tomorrow. Because he'll have some fresh legs, so I expect big things from Wagner.
Ty, what do you think about get you in here on this conversation? Arkansas unselfish as a ball club, and getting what kind of options do they have tomorrow? Matt asked earlier, do you think maybe we see Sealy a little more tomorrow?
Yeah, no, we could. I think your point's well made about getting Malik Thomas involved. Darius is one of the more unselfish superstars that you've watched. Whether it's the 37 yesterday, the 49, he's not taking a lot of these big outings. He's shooting above 50%, so it's not like a volume. I know Malik Thomas can be a volume guy at times, but I think that's what's so impressive. And that really affects when your star player is unselfish, which he seems to be. That affects in a good way the rest of your team. I could see them playing Steely tomorrow. You'd like to maybe get him in some action prior to the NCAA tournament, being that, hey, it's really going to ramp up and the conditions are going to be fierce. So wouldn't mind seeing him, just even if it's a couple minutes, get some action tomorrow.
For sure. So here's what's kind of on the line when you talk about tomorrow. And, of course, it's the SEC Tournament Championship and a trophy and all that. But since 1985, when the tournament expanded to 64 teams, the 4 seeds 1, 2, 3, or 4, 81% of the teams who go to the Final Four are seeds 1, 2, 3, or 4 since 1985. And a 5 seed, although they've been to the tournament, a 5 seed has never won the national championship since the tournament expanded to 1985. So maybe right now Vanderbilt's on the 4 line in some eyes. Arkansas is on the 5. Maybe they flip if Arkansas is able to win tomorrow. I mean, this is a meaningful. This isn't. Well, let's go try and win some SEC tournament. I mean, there are, I think, Matt, some major stakes here when you talk about being able to maybe flip to that 4 seed.
Yeah, matchups, of course, and that's a pretty cool stat. I didn't know 81% 1 through 4, and it just gives you confidence. I think going forward, you entered the tournament and you were champions, and so going forward, and it would be kind of that they're playing a little more consistent. So. It's going to be matchups, man. I'm excited about the draw. I think this team can catch lightning in a bottle. And I mean, about 2 weeks ago, it seemed like you don't want to play the Hogs in this tournament. I mean, that's you're going to have to bring your A game. They're going to be a tough out. Whoever gets in that Arkansas bracket, the Hogs. If Brazil's going to play like he's playing, where he's springy and playing help defense and not making mistakes, man, this team's going to be a tough out.
Yeah, Ty, major ramifications for both of these teams tomorrow in that SEC tournament final.
Yeah, I mean, if you win that game, like you're saying, you'd have 2 wins over them at home earlier this season and on a neutral floor, and that's the last thing. I know the committee might have the hay might be in the barn at that point, but Ruskin, I hadn't thought about it that way, but your point is accurate. The last thing the committee would see prior to officially sending off or selecting the teams was a win for either Arkansas or Vanderbilt over the other, especially with how close they are in net rankings and the head-to-head. And I know Arkansas is a 3, and I can't remember Vanderbilt's a 4 or 5 in at least the SEC tournament. But yeah, I think it's huge tomorrow for Arkansas to get off that 5 line and get on that 4 line based on the data you just shared.
And, sometimes I've heard some of the committee people talk, like kind of tonight they do a lot of the heavy lifting. So maybe the winner of that game it's a real simple change. They just flip the 5 and the 4 tomorrow with Arkansas and Vanderbilt. That may be very well what they do as they get a lot of the teams kind of maybe locked in, given what the results are as we go through this Saturday and early into Sunday. All right, guys, we're going to take another break here, and we'll come back and put the finishing touches on this one here. Hog Reaction presented by Sutherland's, the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery, and by Ozark Orthopedics. By the way, top 7 at Baum-Walker Stadium, Arkansas and Mississippi State tied at 3 in the rubber game of the 3-game series. Mississippi State won earlier today. Arkansas trying to win the series 3-3 in the 7th at Baum-Walker Stadium. We'll be right back with more here on ESPN Arkansas after this.
You're listening to Hog Reaction. Exclusive coverage from the Music City is brought to you by Sutherland's, the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery, and by Ozark Orthopedics.
On the road to the game or anywhere life takes you, accidents don't take a timeout. From fender benders to hail damage, you need a repair team you can trust. Courtney Hollingsworth Auto Body has been family owned for over 40 years and proudly holds an iCar Gold Class certification, ranking them in the top 15% of collision repair shops nationwide. From dents and dings to hail damage repair, their expert technicians will have your car looking like new. Schedule your estimate today. Go to CourtneyHollingsworth.com.
A friend is someone who knows where you came from. Someone who always shows up when you need them. Someone who's there for the good times and the challenging ones. With comprehensive insurance policies backed by award-winning customer service, Shelter Insurance is committed to being there when you need us most.
Commandant Jackie Sterling.
479.
479.
521.
521.
4220.
420.
At Mach 1 Financial Group, we are happy to offer objective feedback on your current financial portfolio with no pressure or obligation. If your current plan aligns with what we would recommend, we'll let you know. If we see an opportunity that may be better for your family's situation, we will create a financial plan for you to compare it to. To get a second look at your situation, visit Mach1FG.com. Mach 1 Financial Group, LLC is a registered investment advisor located in Rogers, Arkansas. A copy of Mach 1's current written disclosure brochure is available through the SEC website and at disclosures.mach1fg.com.
When you're ready to ask the question that changes everything, let Swift's Jewelry help you find the ring that says it all. From dazzling diamonds to custom designs that are uniquely yours, Swift's has been creating unforgettable engagements since 1956. Our expert jewelers will guide you through every step of the way so that you can focus on the yes. Swift's Jewelry, your personal jeweler since 1956, in beautiful downtown Fayetteville, where your forever begins.
Bad things happen to good people. I'm Ray Schlegel with the Schlegel Law Firm. With over 20 years of legal experience as a trial attorney specializing in personal injury, criminal, and family cases, I've recovered over $100 million in compensation for my injured and disabled clients, handled serious criminal charges, and repeatedly resolved divorce matters to my client's satisfaction. My staff and I are here in your corner to fight for you and see that better days are ahead. If you've had a bad day, call Ray. For a free consultation, reach us online at baddaycallray.com.
Jersey Mike's, locally owned and operated in Rogers, Bentonville, Fayetteville, and Springdale, believes in the value of ingredients, premium meats, the freshest vegetables, and delectable bread baked throughout the day. And then there's the juice that elevates your sandwich to the highest level. You'll taste the difference in every bite. Jersey Mike's subs are perfect for catering the office or your next tailgate party. Their cookie and brownie trays are the perfect finale to any type of gathering. Fresh baked daily, right there in the store. Jersey Mike's, the best submarine sandwich on the planet, always.
Hey folks, Chuck Barrett here, the voice of the Razorback. And if you're ready for freedom from glasses or contacts, there's only one name you need to know: McDonald Eye Associates. Whether it's LASIK, clear lens exchange, or advanced cataract surgery, they've got the solution to help you see your best, no matter your age. Doctors Betts and Mengarelli are the real deal, two of the most experienced surgeons anywhere. They've even taken care of my eye. And now I'm seeing the basketball court crystal clear. I'm so glad I chose McDonald Eye. And you will be too.
Fumbled by a flood, blindsided by a fire, tackled by mold? Don't sweat it. Call the pros at Rainbow Restoration. From water damage and fire and smoke restoration to mold remediation and odor removal, they've got your back. One call takes care of it all for all of Northwest Arkansas. They clean up the mess and build it back better than it was before. Call 479-900-9392. Now that's 479-900-9392. Rainbow Restoration. We restore, you recover.
Open three from the corner, and it's good.
You're listening to Hog Reaction, presented by Sutherland's. Our exclusive coverage of the SEC tournament in Nashville is also provided by the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery and by Ozark Orthopedics. Call or text the program at 877-377-6963.
The Nielsen ratings, the top 4 programs that are getting watched: Duke, Michigan State, North Carolina, and that little school in Arkansas.
This is Hog Reaction.
Okay, we are wrapping up our coverage here on ESPN Arkansas. Post-game coverage following Arkansas's overtime win over the Ole Miss Rebels today in the SEC tournament. Arkansas will face Vanderbilt tomorrow at 11:30. Or at noon, I should say. 11:30 will be the broadcast time here on ESPN Arkansas, where you'll hear the coverage. And then Ty will do the Hog Reaction thing, I imagine, tomorrow following the game, and while we wait for those couple hours or so until the bracket comes out around 5 o'clock.
Which one of you fine gentlemen is doing it with me and Matt tomorrow? You or Zach?
I haven't heard yet. We haven't drawn straws yet to see who it'll be.
I figure like what I'll do tomorrow is I'll listen to Cal, listen to players, and then get on the road back to Fort Smith. So I will be doing the Hog Reaction show via the Lewis Automotive Group hotline on the road back to Arkansas.
And we'll find out. You'll find out in the car, I guess, where Arkansas goes. The selection show is at 5 o'clock. And, of course, the bracket is revealed first exclusively on CBS unless somebody leaks it ahead of time, which has happened in the past. But they try to not let that happen anymore. But anyway, huge stakes, guys, like we've talked about. And Matt, like we've talked about, when Arkansas has all those guys contributing like we've seen today, it's a tough team for anybody to deal with.
Oh, no question about it. Who scares you the most for Vanderbilt tomorrow? Is it their guard play or is it their bigs? What do you see? How do you kind of see the game going tomorrow?
Ty, you've watched them today. What do you think?
Guys, I mean, Tanner's been good for a while. I know Cal said he had off a couple weeks and got back on track. But those bigs, I mean, Florida has the best front court in college basketball, and Vanderbilt just hit 3 after 3 where they were making the plays when they needed to. I was very impressed with their front court today. But the gas that makes that team go is Tanner. And I'm forgetting the kid that had 31 against Tennessee yesterday. One of you might have to remind me who that is. He's the ball kid, but he can play. They've really got a complete team. Not the best in terms of they start out with 16-0, and then they go through that lull. But they picked it up. They've ratcheted up defensively, and that's why they were able to beat Florida. So it's a very complete team that Arkansas's got to beat tomorrow for their first tournament championship in 26 years.
It's Duke Miles, who sounds like a jazz cat. Duke Miles, who went for 30 yesterday against Tennessee. Should be what's that?
I was just going to say he's silky smooth. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Derek.
No problem. It should be an amazing game tomorrow. Of course, Arkansas blew these guys out in Fayetteville earlier this year, but you heard Cal mention it, and he's exactly right. None of that matters come tomorrow. This is going to be a different ball game, and there's going to be a lot on the line when you talk about the possibility of the winner moving to that 4 line, or if you're Vanderbilt, maybe staying on that 4 line for the NCAA tournament when the bracket comes out tomorrow evening. All right, again, 11:30 tomorrow, you'll hear coverage begin here on ESPN Arkansas. Matt, Ty, thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah,
that's cool. See you guys later.
Thanks, Matt.
All right, thanks to you guys. Thanks, everybody that texted in here. Hog Reaction, thanks to Sutherland's, along with the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery and Ozark Orthopedics for making it all possible in all of our coverage from Nashville, which will continue tomorrow here on ESPN Arkansas. Thanks for listening to Eric Ruskin here in our studio. Good night. Arkansas beats Ole Miss. They're headed to the SEC Tournament Finals, trying to win their second SEC Tournament ever in their 8th appearance in the title game tomorrow at noon in Nashville. You've been listening to Hog Reaction here on ESPN Arkansas.
Listening to Hog Reaction. Exclusive coverage from the Music City is brought to you by Sutherland's, the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery, and by Ozark Orthopedics.